Yo, 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 we are live. And yeah, on screen you will see that we're looking at Overwatch still because I didn't remember that there was this infiltration short before we actually move into Overwatch 2. And from there, I said this would be the last Overwatch short for the moment before I move into another franchise, and then we will come back to Overwatch at a later time, which will be Overwatch 2. So let's get ready to watch Infiltration. Everything should be set up already. I'll just mute myself and we shall go.
I thought this was supposed to be the most advanced security system on the planet.
We don't have all day. Hurry up.
Enough. Do you have satellite?
Of course.
Are you certain the target is on site?
Oh, she's here all right.
Okay, you're in.
I cannot wait until the inspection is over.
The door. Sombra.
Turrets are down. I am in position. Sombra, time to target. Incoming, right now.
Chairman Bolskaya, the new guidance systems. There will be the difference in destroying the hated Omnics.
Tell me we're still on schedule. The Omnium will not wait for us to be ready before they attack again. Our first new mechs in a decade. This will ensure the future of Russia.
Just a little bit further.
Volskaya, let's move!
Widowmaker, hold the perimeter. We'll take over. Sombra, I'm cut off. It's on you now.
I'm all over it. She's getting away!
Volskaya! All mechs, fire on catwalk, level 3!
Sombra, status.
I'm working on it!
Where did she go? Find her!
Katia Volskaya. You have no idea what it took for me to make this meeting happen. Relájate, I'm not going to kill you. I mean, I'm the one that set off the alarm.
Sombra, do you have the target?
Okay, listen. I'm here to make a friend. And show you something I found. Tell me, what would happen if the people of Russia learned that their defender against the Omnics was actually getting her tech from the enemy? What would that do to the future of Russia?
What do you want?
The most powerful woman in Russia? I've always wanted a friend like that. So I'm thinking, I don't let these images appear on every holovid in the world. And you help out your new friend every now and then. What do you say? Clock's ticking, amiga.
As if I had the choice. Now what, friend?
I'll be in touch. Mission failed. Target escaped.
Get back to the ship.
Do you know why you are here?
I believe I do.
Привет. Alright, so let's get into the critic. The start is the usual. I think I look more orange than usual, yeah? Alright, so this opening is different compared to all of the other previous shots. This one you're thrown right into the action, but you have no idea what the action is. You can make a best guess, but you still have no idea until Sombra's voice line kicks in.
I thought this was supposed to be the most advanced security system on the planet.
Yep, so I thought it was supposed to be the most advanced security system of the planet. Yep, so you know what she did earlier was some sort of hacking action. And then you see the red padlock, and she review into some pictures here.
Of course.
I would say that the facial animation here is very top notch.
I thought this was supposed to be the most advanced security system on the planet.
Just look at
This was supposed to be the most advanced.
the eye dot as she
thought
goes to
this
the
was
top left
supposed to
corner,
be
and
the
then
most
further top left corner,
I thought this was
the eye dot
supposed to
here.
be
I
the
think it's
most
just like really sweet. And I have the impression that this is not a full face mocap. Only the lips are motion capture, because you don't see a lot of cheek and nose motion, unlike the one we saw in Ash and McCree. I think the reason could be is because this shot is not as close up as compared to the one with Ash, so there is no point in motion capturing the full face. So the lower eyelid motion, the cheek, the eyebrow here should all be hand animated. Only the lips are motion captured, because again the asymmetry that I've pointed out quite a
I
few
thought this was
times.
supposed to be the most advanced security
Yeah.
system on the
See, the lips are just like very asymmetrical, very difficult to do by hand. I would say impossible to do.
planet.
I tried, it's no way. It looks like crap.
Do you have satellite?
Of course.
So there's actually no need to pull the satellite image here. It's done just so that it creates a point of transition, and also it fits nicely with pulling an image up onto the main screen for Sombra, like you see in shows, whether it's like NASA kind of scene or shot, or like a security surveillance kind of shot, where you have some group of people, they have like maybe 20 monitors in front of them, and they need to bring one into focus. Let's say they found some footage, then they need to review on screen 23, which is the small one, but then they say they pull it up into the main screen. So this is what Sombra did, and I think it's just more so it creates a point of transition, and also for viewers to know what the heck is going on.
Are you certain the target is on sight?
Oh, she's here all right.
Yep, same thing over here. There is no need for Sombra to do this. This is just to let the viewer know what is going on.
Okay, you're in.
This shot, this segment here, what is difficult is when you're storyboarding or planning an action with multiple characters, the difficulty is how do you create flair, diversity, variation. Because most people are just gonna think, okay, Widowmaker and Reaper, they're a team, they're moving together. They're gonna both sneak up on this guy, one takes him out, and they move together as one single unit. But what is shown here is characters leveraging on their own abilities to create like a very flamboyant action entry that gels together, but also glues the attention of the viewer. I mean, just look at Widow charge ahead, drawing the attention of the guard, and then Reaper in his wraith form grabs the guard. So it's a twist on creating a distraction in front of a guard using a body itself. It is so difficult to think of. Like I said earlier, most people are just gonna move the two of them together and then take the guard out, which is very, very old. For lack of a better word, we've seen that multiple times. And the camera motion, smooth, non-stop camera motion adds a lot of it strangely creates some form of tension. I wouldn't say 100% tension. Tension is not a good choice of word. It's something else. It's not really tension. It's somehow man, I cannot remember. I cannot think of that word. It's like dynamic, but not quite the word dynamic. Energy, maybe. I don't know if you get what I mean. So there's a bit of like dynamism, energy. Think of the movie. Is it 1912 or 1917? The World War II movie, or is it World War I movie? The one where these two guys, they were tasked to go to the other side of the battle to deliver a message to stop the invasion. I think the movie should be 1917. Yeah, that movie is shot with continuous camera shot. It is uncut. There's no cut. It cuts only when it cuts. Otherwise, once you see a scene, the camera never stops rolling. So you will see very continuous shot, like doing 360s, go up and down. Yeah, it's just non-stop. So this is kind of the fluidity of the camera, like fluidity of camera bringing energy into the shot. It just looks nice. Of course you can animate this with still camera, but it will just look a bit more boring. I guess the fluid motion of the camera makes you feel like you're part of the scene. Maybe that's why it's more engaging. Maybe the word is engaging. Yeah, you just feel like it's from a character's perspective. There's a POV in there. That's why you feel a little bit more engaging. You feel better. It's just more fun. Remember the last time we looked at Shooting Star with Diva? I mentioned camera motion adds to impact. So we have the camera jitter, and then the one I want to point out is when Diva landed on the ground. So the camera went up as Diva launched into the air, and then when she lands on the ground, the camera just boom, it tilts down, and then there's like a shake as well, and that's when Diva says Diva engaging. So contrast that to this. Reaper goes into the air, camera pans up, and then tracks down, but smooth. There is no camera shake. Just feel how it feels different. You will the feeling that this gives is that Reaper lands with the exact amount of force needed to make a soft landing, stealth landing, a quiet landing. So it is very soft, and he immediately drops into Wraith form. So maybe we can contrast that to Diva. I think it's about 149 or something. Whoa, it's not. There you go. So it's really the same thing here. Camera is upwards. Boom. There's just this bit of camera shake. But you compare that to Reaper's landing. Oh, Reaper is very smooth. There's the camera is dolling and tracking him as well. So yeah, that's the difference, and that's the importance of camera motion and shake in cinematography.
I cannot wait
and
until
the wraith form of Reaper is used as like a big object to cover the camera and then create a transition scene. So now it transitions to
I cannot
the
wait
guards.
until the inspection is over.
The door. Sombra.
Yeah, this one is funny.
Turrets are down. I am in position. Sombra, time to target. Incoming right now.
Sombra.
Chairman Voitskaya, the new guidance systems. There will be the difference in destroying the
Okay, so I always emphasize the point that humans will never stop moving, but in here you see the two guards on the left and the top right. You see they seem to be very still, isn't it? They seem still, but they're actually not very still. So let's draw attention to the left, the guy on the left over here. You see that when the shot comes here, he's still pretty still, but then he would shift his weight to the left. There's a bit of a weight shift to the left.
Systems. There will be the difference in destroying systems.
So that's a small movement given to him, but from then on he is pretty still already.
Tell me we're still on.
Not very realistic, but still realistic because he already moved earlier, so he can still afford to, stand still for a while. It's like you're standing on public transport. You can stand in one stance for a while, and then when you shift weight because it becomes uncomfortable for whatever reason, you can continue standing a while longer. So this is what happens here. Now if we shift our attention to the guard on the top right, he is moving much more.
There will be the difference in destroying the hated Omnics.
They are
we're
like
still on
moving in
schedule. Tell me we're still on
shoulders.
The hated
I almost said shadow.
Omnics.
And then he's like shifting his weight quite a fair bit.
Difference in destroying
The thing is, he is smaller, further, so he needs just a little bit more motion to have our attention go to him just a little, but not so much that our attention goes to him. And coming to grabbing attention, why the guard on the left, in the foreground, he shifts his weight and then stops moving? Because if he moves any further, he will grab attention away from the main story, which is this one.
There will be the difference in destroying the hated Omnics.
Tell me we're still on schedule. The Omnium will not wait for us to be ready before they attack again. Our first new mechs in a decade. This will ensure the future of Russia.
Just
I won't have
a
much to
little
say from here
bit.
onwards. So just enjoy the visual for
Small-scale, let's move!
Widowmaker, hold the perimeter. We'll take over.
I didn't catch this. I don't know why it's so big, but I didn't catch it. But that's not quite possible. Only in superhero movies or like Hollywood would you see that. Bam! Reaper already fired a shot. Where do you think the shotgun, the shells, the slugs would be, the lead would be? At that elevator already. And yet this mech can come out and intercept the shots. How? That's not possible, isn't it? Unless you're telling me that those shotgun shells, they fire pellets that fly I don't know what. 1 meter a minute, maybe.
Sombra, I'm cut off. It's on you now.
I'm all over it.
Okay, so a choice of storytelling here. So if Sombra over here, her grunt, whether it's there or not tells a very different story. So if it is present, Sombra is more human than we think, and whether it's because she's more tailored towards espionage kind of mission, maybe she's because she's a female. There's just lesser physical strength. So, you know, you need to reach for something above you. There's a grunt, and then you pull yourself up. But if it's absent, where she doesn't have that grunt, then it would mean she's like a baller. She's like a boss. Is there like a reference? Maybe watch parkour videos in silence that is muted, then you see this guy like moving about, scaling walls, jumping around, kicking around, and they don't exhibit any form of sound. Yeah, then you would think, wow, he's doing so effortlessly. But over here, when there's the presence of the grunt, it just shows that she needs effort. She needs to put in effort to do her moves here.
She's getting away.
Over here would be acceptable, because you're jumping a huge gap. Most people, when they reach the other side, they will be like, something like that, you know. if you have a guy who can maybe parkour, I forgot the people who do parkour, what they are called. I forgot the term. It's been a long time since I used it, but I will use another discipline. I forgot the noun for it. Let's say free runners. They jump from edge to edge. I think they might not exhibit sounds. I forgot. I'm not too sure.
All mechs, fire on catwalk, level 3!
Sombra, status.
So, in case people who do not know, what Sombra did here was to hack the object. Then, hence, that's when the hand came up to grab her. So, entering lockdown and the start of a cliche that I don't really like. How the hell did Sombra get in here? Given the amount of time that Sombra has, the distance that she needs to cover, it is impossible. This is almost like, you know, in movies, if you have the bad guy escaping, he can round a corner and immediately disappear. But if a good guy doing that, escaping, the bad guy who is chasing can be like a newborn baby, and it will always be on a good guy's tail. The good guy can never lose the guy chasing, you know. So this shot is something similar. How did Sombra get through this line of guards in that distance in a short amount of time? No idea. Yeah. I don't know, man.
Katia Volskaya.
Vaskania, I don't quite remember what the Russian line means. I mean, I only know Privyet and Suka Bliat.
You have no idea what it took for me to make this meeting happen. Relájate, I'm not going to kill you. I mean, I'm the one that set off the alarm.
Sombra, do you have the target?
Okay.
Yeah, the facial expression of Sombra is just very well done. I think it just fits her personality so well. So very well done. I mean, just take a look at this whole sequence again.
I'm going to kill you. I mean, I'm the one that set off the alarm.
Like, there is this playfulness, yet there is this edginess within her that is so very well portrayed in the facial animation. She's a double agent, almost like carefree, where she doesn't give a shit kind of expression, personality that is being exuded by, of course, her body motion, but a lot from her facial animation as well, expression.
Do you have the target?
A double agent.
Okay, listen. I'm here
A very good twist.
to make a friend and show you something I found. Tell me, what would happen if the people of Russia learned that their defender against the Omnics was actually getting her tech from the enemy? What would that do to the future of Russia?
What do you want?
The most powerful woman in Russia? I've always wanted a friend like that. So I'm thinking, I don't let these images appear on every holo vid in the world. And you help out your new friend every now and then. What do you say? Clock's ticking, amiga.
So what's good about here is you see this woman, her eye darts to the
What do you say?
left in reaction to this blast door, security door being hacked open, welded open halfway, and then Sombra moves these black cameo pictures to her right, which will be on the woman's left, to regain the attention of that woman by blocking out her view of the door there.
Clock's
And at the same time, it allows Sombra's face to come into the shot better.
What do you say? Clock's ticking, amiga.
Yeah. And then, so when Sombra knows that the attention is back onto the pictures, she can move it back to the center.
Amiga.
As if I had the choice. Now what, friend?
I'll be in touch.
My only question is, how the hell did the guard not see Sombra exit? Like you see, Sombra here is still fading out. You've got this whole purple thing here, and this guard, the one in the front, he is in position in the direction to see this thing. Sure, when the camera comes into focus, he's got a red dot sight, yeah, but I will assume his right eye is open as well, so he should be able to have some peripheral vision of what's in front of him. How did he not see Sombra? My goodness. Stories. And then we see that the previously so-called failed gadget is actually a translocator for Sombra. And then she continues to play the role of a double
Mission
agent.
failed. Target
Mission
escaped.
failed.
Get back to the ship.
So over here, do you mean to say that Widowmaker's sniper scope has no crosshair? And the crosshair comes from her visor? Because in the previous time where we see she's got her visor on,
Just a little.
and then there's a crosshair. But now there is no crosshair, and we see Widowmaker's visor is up. Why would Widow choose to do that? The blast door was supposed to be closed. Wouldn't you want to be ready by having your visor down and your crosshair ready to shoot? But now, for some reason, she decides that she doesn't need a crosshair. I guess it's confidence that the team has taken out security detail around this area. I'm not sure, man. Could be, but it's not too convincing, man. I would very much prefer to have the crosshair there.
Do you know why you are here?
So I'm guessing the reason why Zarya is here is to hunt Sombra. Anyway, partial hiding of a character is always a good way of introducing a character. The very first animation critic that I did with StarCraft 2, Tychus Findley, when the prison door opened, you see a hint, like a shadow of a guy behind, but you don't know what it is. Over here, you see the lower half of Zarya and top half is hidden in shadows. So partial revelation or partial hiding of a character, it draws and sticks the attention of the viewer. People are just curious about, you know, what they can partially see and what they cannot see partially. I just thought of a topic that I don't want to go. Yeah, just keep it that way. You know, like something sticking out just enough for you to see it, but not the complete object. You will be curious to want to view it. So that is what happens with the StarCraft 2 short. That is what happens here. Zarya is half review. Is this a guy? Is this a girl? You don't know. Yeah, like I mean, for us, we know Overwatch players will know that this person is a girl.
I believe I do.
So it ends, and so it ends. I've come to the end of my critic. There's not much more that I would need to cover here. So if you've got comments or questions, you will want to post it now. Just give you guys about 1 or 2 minutes. I'm just gonna ramble on what the next one would be. Again, it will not be Overwatch. I will put a pause to Overwatch because I'm kind of getting sick of doing this franchise already. I'll be moving on to another one. I think that one is probably just like 4 or 5 episodes, I think, if I'm not wrong. Then I'm gonna come back to Overwatch 2. Then from then on, I'll be quite screwed because I wouldn't know what else to do. So I need to hunt for content. So I should have rambled on for about almost a minute already, and I don't see any comments coming in. So I'm going to end the stream now already. Yeah. So I will do